it's Marina from the University of Georgia's Intensive English program. Today we're going to talk about how you can structure one type of essay on your writing task 2 for both the IELTS and the TOEFL. You can find lots of different types of question types on these tests, but one of the most common is the agree or disagree question type. On both the IELTS and the TOEFL, this question is usually phrased about the same, so the structures that I'm going to go over can be used for both tests. Now the difference between the tests is that the IELTS asks you to write at least 250 words and they give you about 40 minutes to do it. And it's a paper-based test, so you'll be writing with pencil and paper. On the TOEFL, you're going to be typing on a computer and you have only 30 minutes to type. And they ask that you write about 300 to 350 words. It's not a requirement, but it's definitely expected to get a good answer. So one of the question types is the agree or disagree question type. Now this question type is usually kind of simple as it only asks you to do one thing. So let's look at what a prompt might look like. Extreme sports such as skydiving and skiing are very dangerous and should be banned. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this view? So for this essay, you first need to decide how you want to write the essay. You don't have to tell the truth, but if you do, it's usually easier to write and you don't have to think as much. So I'd recommend that you always write your true opinion. There's no right or wrong answer. It doesn't matter how you write it, as long as you can support your opinion. That's what they're going to be looking for. You can write this essay in a number of ways. You can choose to either fully agree or fully disagree, or you can choose that you don't really agree or disagree and you want to explore both types. So depending on how you decide you want to write your essay will depend on which essay model you should use. So the first essay model, what I'll call the Aaa model, is if you want to either completely agree or completely disagree. You can't use this model type if you're in the middle somewhere. What's important is that you state your opinion from the beginning. In the conclusion and in the introduction, more importantly, you need to make sure it's very clear which essay you're writing. Are you going to write an essay saying that you completely agree, or are you going to write an essay saying that you agree with both? Don't make the examiner have to try to figure out which essay you're writing. State it clearly right there in your introduction and then restate it again in your conclusion. So let's look about how you might want to write one of these essays. You can see an outline of how this model is organized on the screen. This is where in body paragraph 1, you will give one reason why you either agree or disagree and the supporting reasons and examples. Then in body paragraph 2, you will give a second reason why you agree or disagree and the supporting reason and examples. If you choose this model, when you're making your outline, you just need to make sure that you have at least 2 separate reasons for why you either agree or disagree, and that you're not just restating the same reason twice. Each body paragraph should talk about a different reason why you agree and disagree, with the examples and the reasons. So that's one model choice that you could use if you completely agree or disagree. Another model type that you can use for agree or disagree completely is the A versus B model. So let's look at how this is different. Check out the outline on the screen. This is where your body paragraph 1 explains why you either agree or disagree and gives at least 2 reasons to support your point of view. Then your body paragraph 2 explains why the other point of view is wrong, with some reasons to support those ideas. This is not a better or worse model than the first, just a different way to organize your essay. The final type is what I'll call the A and B model. This is the model type that you would need to use if you neither fully agree nor fully disagree. You feel somewhere in the middle. You have some reasons why you agree and some reasons why you disagree, so you want to talk about both. Let's look at how the outline for this essay type would look. For this essay type, your paragraph 1 will explain the reasons why you agree For this essay type, your paragraph 1 will explain the reasons why you agree and why, and your paragraph 2 will explain the reasons why you disagree and why. You need to be careful with this essay model though, and make sure that your overall opinion is stated clearly in the introduction and conclusion. Make it clear to the examiner from the beginning that you both agree and disagree for numerous reasons. Sometimes in this essay type, writers tend to write too much information, and it gets a little bit more complicated than the AA or the A versus B model. So I generally try to caution against it, but there's nothing wrong with this essay type. but just keep your word count in mind. For the IELTS, you only need about 260 to 280 words, and on the TOEFL, you only need about 300 to 350. So just keep that in mind if you do choose the A and B model. In my next video, we'll discuss how you can answer questions that ask you to explore the advantages and disadvantages, another really common question on the IELTS and the TOEFL. You can find this information as well as more tips and model prompts on our website at iep.uga.edu. Thanks for listening.